Job chapter 2, verse 7. I'm going to read all the way down. The Spirit says, stop. Just thought it would be encouraging to help all of us to understand we all been being picked out to be picked on. And there's always, yes sir, Job chapter 2, verse 7. And I've been studying this all week, a couple weeks here, trying to pull it together. But it's so many stories and so many applications that's in this life of Job. So today I thought it would be fitting to encourage some of us, because some of us look like we had missed meal, skip meal. Some of y'all think that God is just allowing the devil just to tear you down. But that's want to encourage you that some of the trouble you're going through is not to break you, it's to make you. Sometimes without conflict, we wouldn't think the way we think. But when God moves you out of your comfort zone, if you've really been born again, you'll go back and check the record. And then you'll say, all things have worked together for the good for me in my life. Job chapter 2, verse 6. And the Lord said unto Satan, wait a minute. And the Lord said unto Satan, behold, he is in my hand, but saved his life. So went Satan forth from the presence of the Lord, and smote Job with sore boils from the sole of his foot unto his crown. And he took him a potsherd to scrape himself withal. And he sat down among the ashes. Then said his wife unto him, wilt you still remain thy integrity? Curse God and die. But he said to her, thou speakest as a foolish woman speaketh. What? Shall we receive good at the hand of God? And shall we not receive evil? And all this did not Job sin with his lips. Now when Job's 3 friends heard of all the evil that was come upon him, they came every one from his own place, Eliphaz the Temanite, and Bildad the Shunammite, and Zophar the Naamathite, for they had, made an appointment together to come to mourn with him and to comfort him. And when they lifted up their eyes afar off and knew him not, they lifted up their voices and wept. And they rent every one his mantle and sprinkled dust upon their heads toward heaven. So they sat down with him upon the ground 7 days and 7 nights. And none spake a word unto him, for they saw that his grief was very great. Just want to talk just for a few minutes. A faith that can't be tested is a faith that can't be trusted. A faith that can't be tested is certainly a faith that cannot be trusted. My brothers and sisters, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, it is clear that God allowed Satan, the deceiver, the accuser, the imitator, to touch the servant Job on 2 occasions. In chapter 1, where the men of God, the Bible said, came up to speak with God, and they said in that chapter 2, and Satan also came. And in chapter 1, Satan also came, and then we look again. It's chapter 2. And it said that here they come again. And Satan was there, and he said, I can make Job, speaking of Satan, I can
make Christians, I can make church folks curse you to your face. Now he said, Job, Job said, well, the reason why I can't really get in there real good is because you got this fence around. Is that good news? And this fence you got, if you will move the hedges, open up the door, give me permission. Y'all walking with me? Yeah. But I do remind you that Satan can't touch you unless God gives you permission. Y'all walking with me? So quit empowering the devil. That's right. Quit empowering him when you have a flat tire. Quit empowering him because you lost your job. Now, unless you have direct contact with the devil, you don't even know if it's God or the devil. Say amen. Sometimes he plays those spiritual illusions on you and makes you think. But it's nothing but a party line. It's a party line. Y'all, you don't know about a party line. I wasn't born then. Grandmother was. Sister, maybe you was here. But a party line was that you had to go through the operator, and then you would tell her, and she would dial the number. You remember the Lucy show? She would dial the number, and then she would connect you to talk to Ethel, talk to Lucy, call Fred, call Ricky at the club. Babaloo, help me somebody. And then every now and then, when she would be on the phone, y'all walking with me, Larry? While she was on the phone, the lady upstairs, the one she didn't like, that old lady that told everything, she would pick up the phone and say, operator, can you give me? And she would say, hang on the phone, I'm on the phone. And then the lady would take her phone off the hook, help me, and leave it on the table, which means that even when Lucy got through calling, that now the line was tied up. And then Lucy would pick it up, and she was trying to get a job and go in to see Ricky, and she wanted to be a showgirl, she always wanted to get a job. And she picked the phone up, and she wanted to call Ricky at the studio. And she picked it up, and the lady was on the phone. She said, she's always yapping on the phone. So what it was, they started talking, and then Lucy got the conversations mixed up, because she didn't know whether the lady was talking about her or Ethel or somebody else. So she made it her business to make sure she took her phone off the hook and took it to the studio. Which means that sometimes we have a party line. Y'all hear me? And there's some confusion in who's speaking and to whom they are speaking to. Are you walking with me? And I don't care how big you are, how strong you are in God, every now and then you'll hit a fork in the road. Are y'all walking with me, Tammy? You'll hit a fork in the road and you'll wonder, is it God or is it the devil? Well, sometimes it's not either one. Sometimes it's just reap what you sow one-on-one. Because you do know at some point in life your crop will catch up with you. If I had time, I'd tell you about Jacob. Jacob, he was a shyster. He was a crook. And he tricked his father, he went to his mother, and then he ended up going out there. But way down the road, his Uncle Lincoln, help me somebody, 130 miles away, that he saw a girl by the name of Rachel, which was his cousin. Back then you could marry your cousin, don't try it now, say amen. And he went over there and fell in love with this girl. And he told him, I worked. The man said to him, Uncle Lincoln said, well, send me 7 years. Matter of fact, he worked before he had this 7 years. And then finally on the night that he had to do his commencement service, say amen, and he had to go on in and salute his bride, the children in the room, and consummate the marriage. That's how you say it, right? And then I was having to work it out, y'all. And then he got in there, and when he woke up the next morning, he thought he had made a mistake. But the father I guess he was drunk with wine or he didn't have no lights. So then when he woke up, it was Leah next to him. And he said, what hast thou done to me? He said, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you that you have to marry the oldest one. Y'all walking with me? Until you get the younger one. So what happened, him being a deceiver, y'all walking with me, when he deceived his father Isaac, when Rebecca thought the father was going to die, so he went blind. She said, well, he got a few days. I want this blessing to be on my son. So she's sitting there, she coached him into it. Because now he has his lines mixed up. You walking with me? He got his lines mixed up. So he goes in there and he does what his mama say. And then finally Esau showed up, who should have got the blessing. And then the blessing was given upon Jacob. And of course it wasn't reversible. So therefore, when Esau found out, so he said, when I see him again, I'm gonna kill him. So therefore, his mama, help me somebody here, mama. So his mama said, go to my brother's house and hide there, and I'll call you back when your father's dead. That's what he's saying. Because I can't get you out of this one, but I'll cover it. So therefore, he goes over to Uncle Laban's house, and I'm back in the Minister Joe. But I want to show you that sometimes your crop, not sometimes, your crop will always catch up with you. Right. Are you walking with me? To the ground this morning when I was getting ready for church, she asked me a question. She asked me a question about having a reprobate mind. And I said, you've been doing wrong so long, you think it's right. And then God will pull back and let you kind of run your course like you did Pharaoh. And so she said, okay. She said, but I thought you couldn't lose your salvation. I said, you can't. She said, but if you're reprobated, I don't know why she's having these conversations with you trying to get ready for church. You know, I'm not deep like that, so I'm like disturbed. I got in last night for work at 11 o'clock, and we want to have Bible study this morning at 7:30. And the time to change really is 8:30. Y'all hear me? Y'all walking with me? And she said, so what does that scripture mean by that? Whom God puts the hand can no man pluck out. I said, let me give you the elementary part that I understand. That no matter how bad you are, you still God's child. You helping somebody here? No matter, we all got some reprobated kids. We all got some reprobated minds. We got some stuff that we do. Y'all shake and say amen and live your life. And I explained to her, the simple way to understand it is that God has no child that he will reject. Amen. But if the kid want to go, help me somebody here. The prodigal son will tell you that. Yeah. And if you want to go, you go. And I wish you well. But guess what? The door will always be open when y'all help me here. Y'all young kids come back home. They don't deal with gone too long. They need $3-4 every now and then. I don't care how grown they get. They ain't just the little grandkids that get the crumbs off the ground. It's the big kids that want the whole loaf. Say amen. You know, that can you pay my bill, do all of that stuff. So therefore, we discovered that when the Bible says, saw him afar off. Can y'all hear me now? He saw him afar off, that he ran to him, kissed him on his neck, and he put the ring back on him and brought his robe. So I explained to her that even in the midst of all of our stupidity and ignorance and things that we do on purpose, or Bible state that there's what you call reap what you sow. And there's some things in life that we have to learn how to overcome. But the crop will come. Things begin to happen in your life. So God says you can go in and touch Job, but just don't kill him. His life belonged to me. And simply what he was saying was that you can go in and attack this fella, but just don't touch what's so precious, because the flesh is going back to the earth. Y'all know the Bible, don't you? So therefore, if you touch his body, he get boils and he got sores, and he had to scrape it. When Satan touched him, and he gave this outpour of this eczema or something like that sort, where he itched so much when he got rocks and he couldn't seem to succumb over that scratch, that itch. So therefore, he was laying there and he's laying on ashes and he's trying to get some comfort. But God had turned the devil loose on Job. Job laying there, and all of a sudden then his three friends. This is what I want to talk about here. How many of y'all got at least 3 friends? I'm almost 3. You got 3 or 4. You got at least 3 friends, Rodney. How many you got? Ronnie. You got 2 friends, right? There's not a friend like the Lord. Okay, that's my commercial. But here you go. So therefore, when the fella showed up, Eliphaz and Zophar, when they got there, the other fellow, he showed up, they got there, and what was ironic to me was that they didn't have a word for Job. They didn't have am I right, Professor? They started feeling the flesh, and I kept thinking they came in. So that tells me that Job had a connection to God because he was a man of integrity. He was a clean man, but look to me, he needed to have a recharge on his battery. Are you walking with me? No matter how supernatural in power you think you are, that God wants to elevate you to the level where you have total trust and don't have no doubt. That if God tells you to take your umbrella with you, there's no rain in sight. He like a little boy that Elijah sent out there and told him, am I going too fast for y'all? He told him, go out there and tell me what you see, that it's rain coming. The Bible says he went out there the first time. I feel like preaching, y'all. He went out there the first time, he came back and he said, I don't see nothing. Jackson Williams said, I see nothing. You remember Jackson Williams. He said he came back the second time, looked back and he told Elijah, I don't know who you are. I know you're a prophet from God. Now how can you be a prophet from God and be a liar? Walk with me, somebody. He came back until he went back the 3rd time, the 4th time, the 5th time. And then ironically on the 6th time he came back, and then Elijah began to pray to God and said, God, you need to show up because this little boy needs to know something. Because one day he's going to grow up and he needs to know God of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. So the Bible says, everybody say the Bible says. So the Bible says that when he went back on the 7th time, that's a number of perfection, am I right? He goes back to completion. He goes back and he looks out there and he came back. Elijah said, tell me what you see. He said, little boy, tell me what you see. He said, Mr. Elijah, I didn't see no rain. He said, but I saw a cloud. wife was going down the street one day, and they were married 45 years one day. They had a good marriage and everything, and the wife asked the husband, "You still love me?" And he didn't answer. And he asked the wife again, "You still love me? You hear me back there, Marie?" He said, he didn't answer. So finally, she scooted over from sitting next to him. It was a 1984 deuce and a quarter. Help me somebody here. Y'all know the 225, the Electra. And she was sitting there, they were riding down the grapevine, like I do every day, riding down the grapevine. And all of a sudden, he had his arms stretched out, and all of a sudden, she decided she was going to scoot over and hang out and look out the window. And she said to him, "I don't know what the problem is, but I've been married to you 40-something years, and you don't know whether you love me or not." And so finally, she hung out the window. So he repented, and next time they went down, he said, "I'll never say it again." But next time, she was so leery about him because she had no more faith in him. When they went down the grapevine, that she automatically scooted over. He said, "Girl, you better get back over here and let me hug you." And she said, "I don't even know if you love me." He said, "I ain't moved." Y'all don't get it. He was still on his side of the car. He said, "You're the one that made the move. I didn't." You walking with me? He said, "I haven't changed my position. I haven't changed my mind. I haven't changed my thought. If you would come back over here," watch me somebody, "if you would get back in your position, if you get back here under my arm, I got my deodorant on and I got my help me somebody here. I took a clean good bag. You get over here and whisper sweet nothings in my ear, and we'll keep on coasting down the grapevine. But if we stay over there, you won't hear my thoughts. You won't hear my heart to the tap. You know, like Peter's a cat. You remember Peter's a cat? You know, heart go pretty pat. Yeah, come on, y'all." So, and the reason why you probably feel like you're a lone stranger because you didn't move your seat over. God said, "I'm still in the same seat, the same position that I was in when you was born." He said, "Matter of fact, I knew you before you was born. I knew your mama, your grandmama, your real mama, your real cousin, your real daddy, your real..." Y'all help me somebody. I knew him before the world began because I ain't never been an I was. I always have been a what? I am. Say amen. I am always been here. I've been all powerful. I feel like preaching today, y'all. So what happened when he got through with that? So we move our minds. We change our mind. And then when the visitors came over there, the Bible said that when they came to there, that they saw him, they stayed apart. Which means that he looked he was unrecognizable and having all these boils and all these things going on in his life. The Bible said that they stayed off, and instead of them getting spiritual, I'm talking right there. Instead of them giving him an encouraging word. Now, Job sharing the very person evil, but it didn't say what church he went to. Help me somebody. People always say you don't need to go to church, but I'm going to drop that right there. Your fellowship ought to be people that's in the fellowship. You walking with me? I say it again. Your friendships ought to be somebody that's in the fellowship. Can you hear me again? Your friendships and your relationship and whatever ship you on, you ought to at least have 3 friends that know God. Because he got 3 friends that can't help him. Have you been in a place like that? On Facebook, they had this thing one time. Woman said, "I'm going through all of my contacts. It's January 30th. And if you don't hear from me on December 31st, and if you don't hear from me, I cut you loose." And I read the further and it said, the reason why I cut you loose because evidently we don't have no friendship because you never liked my page. As a matter of fact, when I reach out to you, you never respond. So if we look at that way, that we cut people because they can't speak and pour in their life, then Job had 3 men that he hung out with. They went to the glee club, they golfed together. You know, they were the men of echelons. They weren't broke men, they're very wealthy men. So they went down into the clubhouse and did all that. He had 10 children. And all of a sudden, when he got down to the bottom, have you been there? Yeah. He got to the bottom. But don't hang up, come back, talk again, y'all. In chapter 2 and chapter 1, Job down. Newspaper went out and said, "Rich man down." Will he come back up again? But in chapter 2, we see Job down. And then we see Job down. We see his friends looking at him and being down. So who's going to help me get up? The Bible said that they sat there for 7 days. 7 days. Didn't nobody pray. Didn't nobody lay no hands. Didn't nobody speak in tongues. I would call the doctor. But nobody made a move so he can improve. So Job sat there so long, you hear me, AJ, that he sat there and he had these onlookers. And that's what I want to bring to your attention. If you're in a fellowship and they can't help you, you got to jump ship. I can't hear nobody. Don't push them off the ship, that gives you a new boat. find yourself, the man, I read his poem yesterday while at the hospital with that little boy. He said, life is like elliptical. And it has an illusion to it versus a bicycle. And you see, a bicycle, when you pedal, it turns and it moves. Yeah. He said, but sometimes we are so low in our spirituality that we're like riding on an elliptical. And that's a workout machine. Yeah. And while you still pedaling, if you look down, you're not going nowhere. Are y'all walking with me? Y'all, if you're like that, you going through the motion, but you ain't doing nothing. I heard one man say, talking loud, it ain't saying nothing. Y'all got to come on close to me. You hear me now? So there, what happens? Job's friend, and not only his friend, but the closest human being in his life, questioned him. Yeah. Mrs. Sister Job. Job. You mean in all of your tragedy, this is the quiet life. Are you still in my Bible? Said this is my at-home glasses. I couldn't find my other one. I bought them the wrong color. I didn't supposed to be white, but they came red, so I usually wear them at home. But this morning I was having Bible study, so I picked up the wrong pair. So these are my in the garage glasses. Hello, so it's red. I'm good. That's right. This is what makes me preach better. And she looked at it and said, "Well, are you still going to maintain your integrity?"
Yes, Lord.
And that's a question we have to ask ourselves. There are three different scholars that talk about, again, I brought up last week. Either she had too much empathy bent for him, and she felt bad for her husband, or either she was sick of him. So we really don't know. Everybody wants to look at something from the left and from the right, and so it depends on how you process that. But however it happened, the question still went out, and we ponder what her thoughts were, but we don't have to ponder where Job was. Job simply said, now, if God, we don't complain, let me paraphrase it for you. If we don't complain when things are going good, I think I'll park right there. If we don't complain when God blesses us, and if we're celebrating when God gives us a house, a car, a job, a truck, a business, or a new spouse, or a spouse, or redeems us and saves us, and then when something bad comes down your street, he said, why should I not trust God when things go bad? Why shouldn't I trust God? Why shouldn't I trust God? You ever ask yourself that question? Probably not. Because most of us are like Joe's friends. Bill, Dad, so far, and other things. We're like them. Because we work in a company, we work in a circle. Sometimes we choose people that are just like us. That's psychology 101. We choose people, sociology says, in the community in which we live, we celebrate with the ones that agree with us. Am I right? We celebrate with those people. We celebrate with those because we don't want to fight. We want the homeboys and we can run tonight. We have people we identify with. Am I right? Mm-hmm. So Job now has this surrounding around him. And he cannot be elevated. Because his friends are not trying to push him. And Job is so low now. Ain't that something? Job is so low. How low can you go? I can wake y'all up, but y'all like everybody close to me. So he can't depend on his friends. And now he's losing his faith in God. Because now he's wondering, is God in there? In my garage, my desk is by the front, the door goal. So I study there, sit there, read my Bible, talk on the phone, do appointments, whatever I'm doing. But then, every now and then, that garage has a remote to it, right? Y'all got me? I mean, I'm opening up the window here. I'm like Tony Evans, I'm going someplace. And then Angie, every now and then, Karen, while I'm sitting there, it'll just go dark all of a sudden. Well, after panicking 4 or 5 times, I realized that the light and the remote has a timer on it. get me. So that thought runs, and I can put it right here, I think it fits. So now Job's light goes off. Because God hit the switch. So what I do, now I have in my head a prototype of my little walkway to get me to the door where the switch is. So now when the light go off, I ease back real slow. And I made a pathway where all I have to do is just walk real slow, and then I get to the door and I hit the button. Sometimes I can't find it, sometimes my estimation is wrong, sometimes I hit it and the garage come up. I missed the light. Y'all walking with me? Yeah. You almost there? Are you getting it? So Job's life is like that pathway that I think I have memorized. How to get the light to come back on. And more than 12 times in 15 years, I've fallen down, ran to the laundry basket. We have an elliptical out there that Miss Grimm doesn't use anymore. I have a refrigerator over here because we African Americans, we have to have 2 refrigerators. I've actually walked and stumbled and fell. And then one time I thought I was going to the laundry basket because I had some clothes I want to put there. I actually put them in the trash because the light was out. And because in my mind, everybody say in my mind, I was in the right place and I can see in the dark. Anybody ever tried that?
Yes.
You said, I got this down pat. I know how to get through this dark time of my life. I just do what I have to do, and I move on, and I make it. Well, when the lights come on, I discovered that I missed the trash can. I put my clothes in the trash, in the laundry basket. And then after I got off the ground, help me somebody. After stumbling and falling, that I got smart. After the 15th time. We fall down, we get up, we fall down, but we get back up again. So what do you do when you get up? What do you do? Do something different. Do something. So what did I do? I went and got me a lamp, put it on my desk. I pushed the button on the garage light. It sounds so simple, doesn't it? Yeah. But it was so hard for me to figure out. And then when the light go out, I just cut mine on the desk. And I use that light that's in my space. And every now and then the lights go off and I'll just keep on doing what I'm doing. So what did I do? I learned how to avoid distractions. Do something different. Do something different. Learn how to avoid distractions. Don't just sit there and be in the dark. And don't think that you can always find your way in dark. Because dark is dark. Am I right? It's not black, it's just dark. So you gotta learn how to do something different. So what I learned now, I have a light and I have it hanging on my head. I can switch, I got a 200 watt bulb in there. Now I ain't that smart. Now sometimes I can't see, I got too much light. But the problem that comes from is that I don't want the dark to come no more.
Amen.
So the other day I took the 200 watt bulb out and I put in a 50 watt bulb and we doing well, better. So what does that mean? Sometimes you have to readjust and keep readjusting your life until you get the right box. You have to readjust yourself. Joe's friend can't do me no good. But Joe's friend stayed 7 days. Anybody look at you for 7 days has some kind of influence. Either they're zapping the power from you, or they should be putting some power in you. Y'all missed that, did you miss it? So, because I become a product of my environment. So if I sit there with I have one daughter. I have 3, but I got one. When she walks in the room, you can feel her presence. And when she's mad, most times she is, ain't the one to go here, y'all. And I can feel her presence when something's wrong. She's not mad at me, she has some issues. And she'll sit in the corner and you can just feel that. It's pulling you in. a big bucket up here with a certain temperature water. And if we all had to go by and pour our bucket or our cup of water in there, then what happens? It changes. Well, I like you there. It changes the temperature. Why? Because every cup has its own temperature. And when you put your cup in the big container, it's going to change the big container's temperature. If you have hot, cold, and lukewarm. So what does that say? That we influence change in our lives depending upon what kind of cup you have and what you're pouring into. When someone pours in you, they're changing your temperature. Sometimes cold is good. Sometimes hot is good. But Jesus said, God said, don't be lukewarm. Either be hot or be cold. So the temperature changes with the input. But here's my part. I'm going home. No, I'm going to work. God let the enemy attack Job. And then Job's wife attacked him. And Job's response was to her, you sound like a foolish woman. I'm not going to label that part. But Job says, his wife said, he said it right there, are you still going to maintain your integrity? Y'all ain't listening. Are you still going to maintain your status? You might be broke.